Welcome to the World History 1 lecture series. At the end of each slide there will be a 10-second delay. Use this time to pause the presentation and complete your notes. When you are done, push play and you will move forward. This lecture will begin in 5 seconds. Welcome to World History 1 Lecture 1.4 on the Earth and early humans, and before we go any further, let's talk about these guys, the dinosaurs. You see, the dinosaurs are in our past, but they are certainly not part of our history. What do I mean? Let me explain. You see, the dinosaurs were around till about 65 million years ago, when this giant piece of rock the size of Manhattan Island in New York slammed into the Gulf of Mexico and killed all of them, making the dinosaurs extinct. 65 million years ago is a long time from when we start to see the very first creatures that even look like they could be human, and we call them hominids. The first hominids are not around till 2 million years ago. So, the dinosaurs, the comet or asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, tectonic plates, mountain building, that's all in science class. History class begins, at least world history class begins, 2 million years ago when we start seeing our ancestors, the earliest hominids. With that said, go to the next slide. So let's talk about you and I, humans. Humans are scientifically known as Homo sapiens, and we are the last surviving type of a creature that we will call a hominid. All the other hominids on Earth are extinct. Now, at first, we struggle to survive like everything else. But in the short time period that we're here, about 400,000 years, we will become the king of the hill, top of the heap, a number one dominant species on planet Earth. Well, how does this happen? Something's going to happen that's going to help us become the dominant species, and that is climate change. And there are 3 changes that help humans grow and prosper: gradual climate warming, the spread of grasslands because of that warming, and increased availability of plants and animals we can eat, and now we can spread. Go to the next slide. Human beings like to move. And you can see that we have moved throughout our history to the point where you can find people in almost every corner of planet Earth. We call this movement migration. Migration is when people move in mass or as a large group from one place to another. And the greatest migration in human history happened during the Paleolithic era. And you can see that migration on the map below. Homo sapiens are first found in eastern Africa around 400,000 BCE. And around 100,000 BCE, we start to migrate across our planet. About 50 to 60,000 BCE, we're in India and China. About 40,000 BCE, we're in Europe, and we're starting to move into like Malaysia and Australia. Somewhere between 15 and 30,000 BCE, we move into North America across a land bridge. There's actually land between Asia and America at that time. We then move down into North America and all the way down into South America. And by 10,000 BCE, we are all over the place, right at the beginning of the Neolithic era or the New Stone Age. Go to the next slide. Now, we've already talked about how human beings, Homo sapiens, are the dominant species on planet Earth. But that wasn't always the case. In fact, we humans were once not alone. We had ancestors, four hominoid species that are important to us historically as humans: Homo Australopithecines, Homo Habilis, Homo Erectus, and Homo Sapiens. Go to the next slide. Homo Australopithecines are the oldest known hominoid creatures on Earth, and they were around from 4 million years ago to about 2 million years ago. They are the oldest human-like creatures that are related to Homo sapiens, to humans. And we have found an almost fully intact skeleton of one of these creatures that we lovingly call Lucy. Go to the next slide. Our next oldest hominoid is Homo habilis. Homo habilis is around from 2,300,000 years ago to about 1,250,000 years ago. So this creature is also very old. Homo habilis is really cool though, because they are the first hominoids that use tools to change their environment. And as you can see there, that fellow is using a rock to do something. They are the original toolmen. Go to the next slide. Our last hominoid ancestor is Homo erectus. Homo erectus lives from 2 million BCE to about 300,000 BCE, and that is the majority of the Paleolithic era, or the Old Stone Age. Homo erectus is also important because this is the hominoid who learns how to start and use fire. Without Homo erectus, Homo sapiens never learn how to start and use fire, and we do not become the #1 dominant species. Go to the next slide. Now that we've discussed our ancestors, let's talk about us, humans. Homo sapiens trace our roots to Eastern Africa, and we show up sometime between 400,000 to 100,000 BCE. That means that we come on the scene late in the Paleolithic era. We are the new kids on the block, relatively speaking, when it comes to the hominoids. How come we show up so late, yet we become the dominant hominoid and the dominant species on planet Earth? A couple things have to happen. Like a lot of other hominoids, we start out as nomadic hunters and gatherers. We're moving around to hunt animals and gather fruits and vegetables for food. But around 10,000 BCE, we settle into farming communities. We start to farm, and this change between the Paleolithic and Neolithic eras is called the agricultural revolution, and it doesn't take long for humans to get so good at what they're doing that they can start their first civilizations around 3300 BCE. That's it for this lecture, and I look forward to seeing you in class.